Hey guys, today we're going to be shooting a quick video on how to replace the front brakes on this 2013 Hyundai Sonata. We're going to be doing the pads and the rotors in this case, but whether you guys are doing just the pads or just the rotors, follow along. We'll show you guys how to do this one. We'll make it quick and painless. So first thing you want to do, rack it up, whether you got a rack, which most of you probably don't. Put it up with the jack, and then make sure you guys put the jack stand underneath for extra safety. Lug nuts on this one is going to be a 21mm socket, so we'll buzz this real quick. And as you can see, this one's seen better days. It's all the way metal on metal. You can see it grinded the hell out of the rotor. Sometimes I see this where people grind them so much the pad falls right through, and then they got to get a new caliper. We'll have to check the caliper on this one. Hopefully the caliper is still in good shape. So now after you guys take the wheel off, what you want to do is make it a little easier. Turn your wheel all the way to the right, but it looks like this one locked us out and the steering wheel inside got locked. So what we want to do is we're going to bring the car back down, go in, turn the key to unlock the steering wheel, and then we're going to, since we're working on the right side and the caliper's in the back, we're going to turn the wheel all the way to the left. Now that we got the wheel turned all the way to the left, it gives us a little bit more room so that way we can see the bolts in the back. Alright, so what we want to do first is we want to take the caliper off of the bracket. And that's going to be this bolt here and the other one on top. And that's going to be a 14 mil. Take those two off, and now we can slide the caliper right off of the bracket. Easier said than done, especially with this one being chewed up all the way down in the metal. Just grab a screwdriver if yours is a little stuck and just pry that out. And now what we want to do is we want to push that piston all the way in. Show you guys how to do that. I'm going to show you guys this tool. Even if you guys don't do brakes on a daily, it's worth it even if you're doing one brake. This is the piston press tool for the calipers. Blue Point sells this one. It's a great tool to have. And this is going to go in there. And this is going back slowly but surely, which is a good sign. So it looks like he doesn't have to buy a new caliper. Save some money. So it looks like he got away with just the pads and rotors. If he would have taken this one a little farther, probably the piston would have came out too far, and that would have been the end of the caliper. So yeah, if you guys hear your brakes starting to grind, don't push it any further and tackle them as soon as possible. Alright, so we'll just keep clicking this thing till it stops. And there you go, caliper's pushed all the way back. The piston, that is. And now what we want to do is we'll push this to the side. And what I'll probably do to free up some space is I'm hang it on the strut. So you get a little hook and just hang it up there, because we don't want to just let it hang by the hose, because we don't want to do any damage to that one. And next, what we're going to do is now we're going to take out the bracket that holds the pads. And those bolts on that bracket, those are going to be 17 millimeter. There goes one. And now it looks like our tool is stuck on this one. Doesn't want to give the socket back. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer this rotor out a little bit, so that way our bolt goes back in and frees up some space in the back. All right, now our rotor's off the hub. And there goes that. We got our socket back. Now let's unscrew that one all the way out. And then we'll have our bracket out. Make sure you guys, before you put your new rotor on, make sure you guys lay it, the old one on the ground and put the new one on top of it and measure it, make sure that it's the same size. Sometimes even if you order the right one, just make sure they didn't give you the wrong one. And if this dust shield was a little bit too close to the rotor originally, you guys can just push it back a little bit so it doesn't rub on the new one. And the front here on the hub, just take a wire brush and clean that out as best you can, and then we'll grease that one up. Spray that with a little bit of brake cleaner, clean it up. And then what we'll do is we'll grease it up with a little anti-seize, so that way it doesn't rust up and our rotors don't seize up on it. All right, good as new. And the new rotor, before you guys put it on, make sure you guys wash it with some brake cleaner and a rag, because you want to wash all the oil off of it. And then after you do that, you can put the rotor on there. And if you guys are doing brakes, I'd recommend getting the ones with the coated hats, so that way it doesn't rust and looks like crap on the first day you put it on. Alright, so next what we want to do is we want to get our bracket ready. So this one, we could take the pads off of it. Looks like this one's seized up. And then next, take a look at this hardware over here that the pads slide into and check to see if they're in good shape or not. Normally what I like to do is if they are in good shape, I don't want to touch them. Sometimes when you put the new ones, those are aftermarket and they don't always sit in the right way, and then you're going to have problems with it rubbing and screeching and whatnot later on. So if they're in good shape, what I do is I just like to clean them and keep the original ones on there. And another thing you want to do is these are the pins for it. You want to make sure that these aren't stuck, because if this is stuck, it's going to wear out your brakes in all sorts of weird ways. So these are looking good. They're moving freely. But either way, we're still going to grease them up again. And I want to put them back in just like that. So yeah, if the sliders are in good shape, just take a wire brush, clean them up. So yeah, as you can see, these are things that are like new. So yeah, I don't want to mess around with them. They look better than the new ones anyways. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to grease this up, the track where the pad's going to go into, so that way it slides in nice and smoothly and we don't get any noises. Because by the time we put the pad in here, we want to make sure that the pad is sliding in and out real smooth. We don't want it to be stuck and have a hard time trying to slide in there. So after we do that, we got everything cleaned up and we got the sliders lubed up. We're going to put this bracket back on there, and we'll just put a little bit of anti-seize on these bolts for the bracket too, because these things are looking pretty rough and a little rusty. And here in the Midwest, the rust ain't shy around here. So if you got it and you guys live in the Midwest, definitely use it. Alright, so now we're gonna put this caliper bracket back on there. You guys might have holes in the rotor that screw onto the hub. This one doesn't. Alright, so if you guys do have the screw, or one side didn't have it but the other side's got it, this is a special tool that you will need most likely. Sometimes it comes out by just putting a gun to it, but sometimes you need this special tool. And what this is you tighten this up in there and push it forward like that, and then you hit it in the back with the hammer. And as you hit it with the hammer, it puts force and it twists it. So for the really stubborn ones, that's what you got to do. Otherwise, if you're lucky, it just comes right out. It looks like that one came right out. Otherwise, if yours is really stuck and doesn't come out with either, then you just drill it out and just don't put nothing on it later on. If yours break on the way out, or if you don't have them, there's no need for them. Those are just pretty much to hold the rotor in place. Make it a little easier to put the bracket on, but that's about it. I think they mainly do that for the assembly line, so that way the rotor's stuck in place. But the wheel will tighten that up. So don't worry about it if you don't have it, or if you guys got to drill those screws out because they're rusted in there when you guys take the rotor out. But alright, we'll start these by hand. On the top one, I'm going to tighten it by hand all the way because the socket is having a hard time getting in there. That one's a little tight squeeze. And then we'll tighten these two up. Alright, so I didn't do the pins when I had the bracket out because it's easier to do them while it's on there. So take the pins out, and then you're just going to grease them up. Same thing with the top one. Sometimes you get stuck. Just pull, one hand pull the pin, one hand pull the boot back. There we go. Grease this one up too. Yeah, so make sure they're sliding in and out easily, and make sure that it's not stuck when you guys put the pin in there. Sometimes it catches air and the pin sticks out like that, and you push it in and it comes out on its own like that. You don't want that. You want to be able to push it in there and then it stays like that. Alright, so now, time for the pads. And this is the metal clip for the noise when the pad gets real low and warns you that your pads are low. That never works until your pads actually get down to the metal and start grinding. So that normally we put that on the back side, on the bottom. So we'll slide the back pad in first. Make sure your rotor's in straight. So you can see this pad is moving in and out real easily, and that's what we want. We don't want to hammer these things in there. And if that's the case, and yours are real hard to put in there, what you want to do is, you want this bracket, once you got this out, take these clips out, and you want to grind down or clean up the part inside of there in the bracket, because that rusts up and pretty much closes up the gap. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that route, what you could do is you could grind the tabs off of the pad over here a little bit. But in this case, these guys are going in nice and easy. That's perfect. And now we can bring our actual caliper down, mount it to the bracket. Tighten up those 14mm bolts on there. And then put your wheel on, and then you're ready for the other side. So once you guys are done with all this, don't forget, once you guys get in the car, before you start it, pump the brake pedal a few times. Otherwise, if you forget and try to take off without doing that, you're not going to be able to stop very easily until you pump the brakes a couple times, because there's a lot of space in between here and the rotor. So yeah, that's pretty much how you guys do the front brakes, the pads, and the rotors on your Sonata. So hope this video helps you guys out if you guys are tackling this, and good luck, and we'll see you guys on the next one.